Welcome to another episode of The Katrina Johnson Show, the inspirational podcast providing information and inspiration for your transformation. I'm your host, Katrina Johnson, helping you with your self-improvement and growth mindset journey. So grateful to have you as a listener. Thank you in advance for sharing, rating, and supporting my show. This podcast episode is brought to you by Living Life from Within, How to Get What You Want in Life. It's my uplifting guide full of inspiration to help you transcend life challenges and tap into your inner strength and divine compass. Are you seeking to unlock the abundant blessings waiting for you? Look no further. Dive into the transformative pages of my book where you'll learn how I was able to connect with the divine as my ultimate source and how you can do the same. You will not only learn to recognize the whispers of your inner voice, but also harness the power to manifest your deepest desires. Within the pages of my book, you'll be guided towards a deeper understanding of how to align your life with the divine flow of abundance. Let this book be your gateway to a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and unwavering faith. Get ready to be blessed, informed, inspired, and transformed like never before. Don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity. Purchase your copy, and while you're at it, a copy for someone you may think may benefit from the book as well. Living Life from Within, How to Get What You Want in Life. To purchase your copy, simply click the link in the podcast show notes. Thank you for listening in on another episode of The Katrina Johnson Show. Well, this has been an exciting month for me. As some of you may know who follow me online, I just launched my new book called Living Life from Within, How to Get What You Want in Life. So excited, so very grateful. It has been a labor of love, this book. It has been one that was several years ago I thought about writing. I didn't know what I was going to write about. I just knew that I had a book inside of me, and finally that book is out. I am just very elated to have accomplished that. And the book is basically about living your life from the standpoint of recognizing the God within, like being able to tap into your God source and using that power within to navigate through life. It's about listening to that inner voice. And when we do, we tend to live life to the fullest, so to speak. It's like when you hear that inner voice speaking to you, sometimes you can't pinpoint what it is. You may have forgotten something as you're walking out the door, and I do mention that in the book. And then you turn around to go back in to find out what it was, and almost instantaneously it is revealed. But it's that inner, small, quiet voice. I refer to it as God speaking to us. I refer to it as that intuition, that gut feeling, the inner spirit. I just think it's important that we recognize that it is a power that's within us. And a lot of times we're so busy living life that we forget the power that we have within us. We are so much more powerful than we realize. And if we just take the time to zero in and actually go within. And how do you do that? How do you go within? How do you zero in? It's just making sure that you're aware that you're not just this person in the flesh living life. Really, that's what it boils down to. Because as I mentioned in the book also, we are spiritual before we're physical. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And how do we know that? I mean, philosophers have come to this science and philosophy and spirit spiritual readings and proof has really discovered this. It's like even when we're in the womb of our mom, when we're at that stage where we're being developed, we're not in the flesh. We're still inside of this womb being developed. But it's a spiritual journey. We are put here on this earth, I believe, for greater reasons, greater cause. And it takes some of us time to figure out what that looks like in life. Because no one teaches you these things, that you are this spiritual being, this spiritual person first before you are ever physical. There's a spirit. It's like when people leave this earth, their time is up and they go back to their creator, which is what I believe. The spirit kind of lives on because you never really disconnect from that person, a loved one, a friend. That person is still within your realm of being, so to speak. So I think that we tend to make this journey in life a little more difficult than what it should be. I think that those of us who are followers of Christ know that he, and even those that are not, the story has been told how he walked this earth. He didn't walk the earth in a way where we as humans walk this earth on a daily basis. He walked this earth on a spiritual level, on a higher level. And I believe our Creator has gifted every last one of us with the same gift and power to do the same. But like I said earlier, no one really teaches this to really make us aware and to have us to really make that our focus in life. We may hear it here and there, but basically it's not really embedded in us, I don't think, because if it were, I think this world would be a whole lot different in how people perceive things and how we go on to live this journey in life. When we tap into that inner spirit, we tend to live on a different level. We tend to manifest things faster. We tend to just put away or remove from our surroundings the things that will interrupt our peace. We tend to want to be so locked in to hearing the voice of the Spirit that we take whatever steps and measures that we need to be able to connect on the spiritual level. And though it's not a hard thing to do, in one sense, it can be hard because this world just is so busy and there's so many things that will want to interrupt us. There's so many people pulling on us. There's energy suckers. There's people that just will drain you if you let them. And that's why I believe we all need that space of solitude, that space of just being with our Creator. And I started to say a little earlier, our Creator is a creator. And I truly believe that we were created in His image to do the very same thing, be creators. And I've read a lot of books on this, listened to a lot of audiobooks, a lot of podcasts, and watched some videos. And when I listen to audiobooks or I read books or I listen or watch a podcast, when something resonates with me, then it's resonating with me. It's resonating with my spirit. And I feel 100% convinced that that is truly what I believe to be true. And I believe we all are like that, right? If I'm listening to something that doesn't resonate with me, I might turn the radio off or the my stereo off. If the book is not really touching me like I think it should, I'll close it. I'll just go on to the next one. If something is engaging to me and it resonates with me, especially if I've heard it for the first time, then I just take that as being that my spirit is sensitive to that and that I am resonating with that because to me it is true. And what resonates with me 100% is the fact that my Creator, who created the heavens and the earth, has created me to do some very creative things in life. And I truly believe that you and everyone in this world, we were born with creativity within ourselves, and we just have to tap into it and figure out what direction to go with that was, for the lack of better words, implanted within us. And I believe that the book that I wrote is primarily an example of what I just said. That book was created out of a trajectory that took place in my life in 2016. And I've got many more books within me, many more books that I need to put out there to the world to help someone else, to inspire someone else to live their best life according to their creator reason for them being on this earth. And so that book that I just recently launched is one that will reveal how I was able to tap into my God source at a time where I was in a desperate situation. And it was, like I said, a trajectory, a life-changing moment. And I could not have done it without my Creator, the Most High God, carrying me through. But guess what? I had to do the work. I had to make the moves. I had to pray. I had to be steadfast. I had to follow through on what I believe I was being guided to do. And when we do that, when we tap into that level, and it's like being laser focused, I believe there is nothing that we can't have or achieve. To find out more about my book, Living Life from Within, How to Get What You Want in Life, you can click the link in the show notes. And until next time, remember, stay inspired. I want to take a moment to speak with you about BetterHelp, a sponsor of the Katrina Johnson Show. You know I'm big on inspiring people to live their best lives. But sometimes we need a little more than words of inspiration. When mental health interferes with your daily routine and lifestyle, you need someone to confide in that can help you with sorting through your emotions. That's exactly what BetterHelp is all about. It's professional therapy done securely online and is available to clients worldwide. With BetterHelp, you can get your needs assessed and be matched with your own licensed professional therapist. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. Remember, living your best life begins with taking care of your mental health. BetterHelp, a sponsor of the Katrina Johnson Show, wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/KJ Show. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 500,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And here is a special offer for the Katrina Johnson Show listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/KJ Show. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thanks again for listening. You can find me online at katrinajohnson.online, at I am Katrina Johnson on Instagram, and on YouTube, Katrina Johnson Inspires at The Katrina Johnson Show. Until next time, stay inspired.